Well, good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us on site for this update on our Water 2.0 project. With me today are Lincoln Transportation and Utilities Director Liz Elliott and Lincoln City Council Member Tom Beckius. Our most precious natural resource, water, is absolutely essential to our community's health, growth, and resilience. And that's why my administration created Water 2.0, one of the most consequential infrastructure projects in Lincoln's history, to develop a second source of water that will secure a good supply for decades to come. To ensure the success of Water 2.0, we enlisted the guidance and expertise of our 27-member Mayor's Water Source Advisory Council. And after months of rigorous analysis, the Advisory Council recommended that the city develop a Missouri River wellfield, water treatment plant, and water transmission line, which together will deliver a second source of water to Lincoln by mid-century. Today, we're so pleased to be delivering results on a vital part of our Water 2.0 vision. This morning, I am thrilled to announce that the City of Lincoln has begun construction of a new 98th Street transmission main, a giant step forward for Water 2.0. The 98th Street water transmission main will run along the east side of North 98th Street from Holdridge to Alville Road, and will provide a crucial point of connection between Lincoln's existing water supply and our future second source. This milestone in our Water 2.0 project also represents a connection between current and future generations of Lincolnites. I'm really excited to think that years from now, when our children and grandchildren turn on their taps and pour a glass of water, they can look back on this day as the start of our efforts to ensure that their glass would always be full. Many have contributed to our efforts to develop a second water source, and I want to thank State Senator Elliott Bostar and former State Senator Anna Wishart for their leadership in steering nearly $200 million in American Rescue Plan Act funding from the state to this project. That funding made it possible for us to enlist our private sector partners at Judds Brothers, Valley Construction, and HDR to dig in and get to work on this project. And I also want to thank Susan Seacrest, who chaired my Mayor's Water Source Advisory Council, and every single member of that Water Source Advisory Council, including this guy right here, as they served on this project and made major contributions to get us to this day, and folks at Olson who helped guide that effort too. We appreciate everyone's work, and especially the work of our team at Lincoln Transportation and Utilities. I want to hand the mic over to our Director of LTU, Liz Elliott, and just say thank you so much for your amazing leadership and for everything that you and your team are doing to bring this vision to life. And if you want to provide all the details, we're happy to hear. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. And today marks an exciting and important moment for the future of Lincoln's water system. We're delivering, as Mayor said, a major infrastructure project that will strengthen our water supply, support future growth, and ensure our community continues to have safe, reliable drinking water for generations to come. The 98th Street water transmission main is the connection point where our second source of water will flow into our water system. This project will provide additional redundancy and capacity for Lincoln two different ways. Currently, the transmission main brings treated water from the Platte River to Lincoln's reservoirs to be distributed to our community. Pumping stations at each reservoir pumps the water to our homes and businesses. This project connects two of our reservoirs together and ensures we can pump water from either location whenever needed. This effort strengthens our community's confidence in ensuring we are ready to withstand extreme weather events, including flooding, drought, and power outages. This project will also create the vital connection where Lincoln's current water system connects to its future second source of supply at the Missouri River. When the final connection is made, the 98th Street transmission main will be a crucial piece of infrastructure that will help support the city's growth, provide backup in case of potential challenges or natural disasters, and make the water distribution system more flexible and reliable for the future. The transmission lane is huge. up to 60 inches in diameter that will carry up to 60 million gallons of water per day to Lincoln. The main is so large that a person could walk through it. But this type of strong infrastructure depends on strong community partnerships. So we work hard to keep residents informed and reduce impacts of construction here in Northeast Lincoln and across the city. For this project, we shortened the overall timeline by dividing the work into 2 separate construction projects that are being undertaken at the same time. Our team has also been and will continue to connect with landowners along the 98th Street transmission main route through letters, one-on-one meetings, and public open house events. We've also reached out to Robinson Elementary School faculty and families about the project and surrounding construction. In our push to secure a second water source, we're advancing work at multiple locations. We're also engaging property owners in Lincoln, Lancaster County, and Cass County who have property along the preliminary transmission main route that will one day connect the 2 sources of water together from the Missouri River to this location on 98th Street here in Lincoln. We're committed to keeping our communities informed about the projects, and on Wednesday evening we hosted a public open house at Lancaster County at the Sandhills Global Events Center. This evening we're offering a second open house in Cass County at Gibson Hall in Weeping Water from 5:30 to 7:30. The same project updates and materials are being shared at both events, and our project team will be on hand to answer questions and hear feedback on the Water 2.0 project. The construction activity you see and hear today are the sights and sounds of progress. Water 2.0 is underway. We're planning for the future while protecting the water system we depend on today. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Director Elliott. I want to say a quick shout out and thanks to Assistant Director of Utilities Steve Owen, who is here today with us. His dedication over the decades to our water system has made all the difference, and we're so glad you're here with us and helping to lead this project forward. And I also want to thank Councilmember Tom Beckius. Again, he was on our Water Source Advisory Council. His work as a partner in local government is helping us to achieve these great infrastructure results for our community and future generations of our community. Councilmember Beckius, thank you so much for being here today. Thank you for being here every day, serving the city. And we'd love to hear from you as well.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Mayor. As a Lincoln City Council member, I'm honored to be here today as we celebrate the start of the build-out of Water 2.0. When the mayor asked me to serve on her Water Source Advisory Committee a few years ago, I jumped at the opportunity, and here's why. Our work on that the council embodied. Evidently I can't read this morning. My apologies. We are a community that works together to achieve big, bold goals. Whether it's investing in street infrastructure at record levels or making a commitment to build thousands of affordable housing units, we dream big so that current and future generations can grow the great life right here in Lincoln. And that's why we celebrate here this morning. The start of construction of the 98th Street water transmission main, the city's efforts to continue to secure a second source of water reflect our Lincoln values like planning, collaboration, and taking charge. As we dig in today, we take charge of our future. We take charge to provide the families, homes, and businesses of Lincoln's future with the same water, health, and prosperity that we benefit from today. Thank you again to our team at LTU and our private contractor partners for your work on this vital project. Without you, we couldn't grow the great life here in Lincoln. And just another thank you to everyone involved in this particular project.
Thank you so much for your leadership, Councilman Beckius. Today's announcement represents a milestone in our city's efforts to provide safe, clean, and abundant water to our community for generations to come while supporting our growth and prosperity. We're so pleased to be here to share this moment with you, and we're so grateful to the media for showing up today. We're happy to take any questions you may have about Water 2.0 in this particular transmission main. Yes?
You mentioned a shorter timeline between two different projects happening at the same time. Could you talk about that some more?
Absolutely. With this, to get this done as quickly as we could, we had two contractors. We have one that started behind us here, roughly 87th and Holdridge. They're working east to head to 98th Street, where they will turn and go north. Also, at the same time, we have contractors working on 98th and Alvo, working south, and the two contractors, Judds Brothers and Valley, will then meet in the middle at 98th and Adams. So maybe a little competition to see who can get there first. But the plan is that both of them will be done summer of 26.
Is the trench that's being dug, is it all on public land or is it on private land? Are you having to negotiate with landowners?
So with this, it is all within city right-of-way on these, and are working and keeping the adjacent property owners in knowing what's going on and making sure they understand the construction as well. But it is all in city right-of-way.
There is another, if I understand it right, there's already a line that runs from the Vine Street pump station, right? So this, can you talk a little bit about how this will help the existing function, I guess?
Right. So we do currently have our transmission main that goes to the Vine Street pump station, and that's where we're connecting in here at 87th and Holdridge. That's where this second transmission main will connect with that one. What that does is it gives us two transmission mains to serve this area. So if one does go down, we still have the redundancy of the second transmission main. This provides that reliability our community can rely on, that we have a system that can continue pumping regardless of any issues we might face.
Is it bigger?
They're both about the same size of transmission mains, and so they're fairly, I wouldn't say identical because they go different routes, but the pipes are the same setup.
I believe from last night's public hearing, there's some sort of mention of some sort of construction starting in 2035 with that full 2048 project. Just wanted to clarify that with all the different parts of that.
Yes, the Water 2.0 project is a very large, complex project. This, on the west end of Water 2.0, the transmission main that was addressed last night at the open house and tonight at the open house is one that will be coming along Adams Street. And that's where these two will connect with that T behind us. That's where that transmission main from the Missouri River will connect to our system here at Lincoln at 98th and Adams.
So 98th and Adams, you mentioned that would be done by summer 26.
Yes.
I'm curious, just like with, looking at those beats to 2048, something else also taking place in 2035 with LTU, or?
In 2035, that's when we really want to make sure that the new water treatment plant and the new well field will be under construction no later than 2035.
Being paid for with ARPA dollars?
So this project, in total, the two projects are about a $36 million project that are being paid with the American Rescue Plan Act funds, or ARPA funds.
When you say project, do you mean
This transmission main, yes. When I say the project, the 98th Street transmission main project.
Preliminary work and the feedback that y'all have been hearing in these public hearings and going through this year, is that the Lancaster County and DeKalb County that y'all will still keep collecting into next year?
Yes, we'll continue the feedback throughout the entire Water 2.0 project. So beyond today, beyond next year, this is a large community projects. And so just as we have with when the advisory committee was on board, we'll continue that engagement throughout the entire Water 2.0 project.
Transmission line is done next year. Will you start using it?
Yes, we'll be able to use that with our current water supply from the Platte River.
As Liz has said, it has both short-term and long-term value. In the short term, it's going to give us redundancy and additional opportunity to pump water in the city. But ultimately, because of that ability to connect to the future transmission main to the Missouri, it has a tremendous long-term value and is essential for actually building our Water 2.0, bringing our Water 2.0 second source of water into Lincoln. It's the connection point. Any other questions? All right, well, we are so grateful that you're here to celebrate this milestone with us, and we are really, really pleased to be making great progress on securing our community's water future. Thank you.